Yeah,
So
and can I just give a shout out to there's a there's somebody in California on the line here, which is like, I don't know, 7 a.m. Thanks for being on. That's pretty fun. We are an East Coast company based, of course, with a national platform, and lots of great things going on here at our company. But hey, I am thrilled to be here. My name is Clay Duncan, and I'm a mortgage guy. Actually, all of us here at Princeton Mortgage, we're just mortgage guys. But there's one thing that we absolutely love figuring out, and that is how to bring value to you, our business partners. And what we have found is that AI is one of those tools. If you can implement it, some easy steps to figure out how to generate more leads, how to build your brand, generate more leads, and do it without becoming the tech expert that we all think that's required. And today we're going to do exactly that. And the reason is because we want to invest in you a little bit selfishly. If there's a pitch, it's this: that hey, as your business grows, the person that invited you here today as your lending partner, we want to help you provide your borrowers, your clients with great rates and great service. That is the extent of the sales pitch. And so there's a couple things I want to point out here before we jump in. Number one is this is your notes. I'm going to show you how to take notes from a conversation. That could be a recording, that could be a recorded telephone call, it could be just some scrappy handwritten notes. Put those into AI, and out pops a complete personalized relocation package. So, how all this started, and Courtney alluded to it a little bit. I had a gal, she's with Keller Williams here in Huntsville, Alabama, Lisa Zybus. She called me and said, hey, I've got this situation. Is there something that AI could help me with? And I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to call them. I want you to get permission to then record the conversation. She did that, and this is kind of how this unfolded here. It's a family relocating from Fairfax, Virginia to Huntsville, Alabama. Their names are Bill and Tammy Smith. The Bill works with the FBI. And by the way, in Huntsville, we have a massive it's a military base called Redstone Arsenal with multiple gates of entry. Tammy is a nurse operating out. She's going to be relocating and working at Huntsville Hospital. They got two kids, 7 and 9. They got a budget of 700,000, and what they wanted was they want safe neighborhoods for their kids to play in. They want great schools, community lifestyle, a balanced commute for both spouses, because Bill didn't want Tammy driving an hour when he's only driving 5 minutes to work, right? And so they wanted to maximize their budget. And so here's the thing, this is why I love Lisa. Super humility. She was like, Clay, like I know that I have blind spots in putting stuff like this together as I build out a relocation package. And the example here was like Redstone, 38,000 square miles. It's massive. Multiple points of entry. Which one is the FBI central location, like best entry point? And on top of that, buyers that carry anxiety, right? Like they've never lived in the city. And, Lisa doesn't necessarily all have every specific component of market expertise in every specific area, especially when it deals with 38,000 square miles of military base. And so why this matters, it's an unfamiliar city to the buyers relocating. They're investing a lot of money. They're making a big life transition. And what Lisa wanted, she didn't want just like kind of a one-time thing. She wanted a system, a duplicatable workflow, repeatable workflow process. And she wanted it personalized and branded to her so that she didn't have to start from scratch the next time she had buyers relocating into town from out of town. So actually, before I jump in, we begin the build process, what I'd love to do is I'd love to take this problem that she was faced with and show you what we're going to be building today, the output from this specific example. This is the relocation package. Now, I just put this in a PowerPoint presentation and just kind of left it here so I could click down through it. But as you'll see, this was the output. The only thing that's changed in any of this is the pictures. That's it. It all came out really nice. And it's first thing, it's just, hey, like Bill Tammy, personalized relocation strategy just for you, prepared by Lisa. Then it took those things that were most important to Bill and listed them out. He wants the biggest priorities here: strong schools, safe neighborhoods, balanced commute, and broke those things out into what mattered most. And this was all, by the way, this was all taken from a transcript of the telephone conversation. The housing goals, it gave, the 4-bedroom, 3-bath, the school priorities, the commute priorities, the lifestyle priorities. It gave recommended strategy around the areas that they would want to they may want to take a look at. The budget, I really like this one. But I mean, and by the way, if you live in Fairfax, Virginia, I'm sorry, but we just have a really great cost of living here. So the money is going to feel like you're getting a bang for your buck. And this was the balancing, right? Remember, didn't want to drive 5 minutes while his wife was driving an hour, took the Redstone FBI and kind of said, hey, look, there's going to be anywhere from up to 30 minutes both ways here. Then it took, and I really like this, it took and gave a measurement of each overall area, the top 3 best area fits. And it gave Madison, the city of Madison here in Huntsville, a 9.5. It gave Jones Valley a 9.0. And by the way, these are actual pictures of these areas. Here's Hampton Cove at an 8.5. And then it broke down the best schools for the kids, gave the community lifestyle, gave some things that were unique about the different communities, and what would feel different from moving from Fairfax to Huntsville, Alabama. And last, it gave a phased approach, how Bill and Tammy should kind of take a look at this. It gave the next step, which is, hey, get pre-qualified with your local mortgage lender. And then Lisa's summary here. Pick your top area, let's tour the neighborhoods, get pre-qualified, and jump in. Sound good? Oh, roll tide. I love it, Rusty. Thank you. Okay. Now, what we're gonna, this is a really simple package, the way that this is structured. I think you're gonna like this. It is 3 phases. You're going to capture the data. Use the notes in the conversation that you had with your buyer that's relocating. Then you're going to analyze that data, and then you're going to generate your relocation package. There are 10 steps in each of these phases. The first step is, so there's, in the capture, there's 2 steps, then 4 and 4. In the capture phase, we're going to capture the conversation, that is through a recorded buyer call, or pull and then use the transcript, or you can just record the conversation at the table if you're in person. And if you don't have a recording, it's okay. You can just take notes of your conversation and use those notes. What I would say is, we all have different levels of listening skills, and a recording doesn't miss anything. I highly encourage you to use a recording. This example here was a recording. The second thing that you're going to want is your workflow, is your placeholders. I will explain what placeholders are when we get to placeholders. But two things right out of the gate that you're going to want: your notes from the conversation and your placeholders. Once you have that, then we go to analyze. We're going to analyze the core problem that the buyers are faced with. And I use the word problem. It could be, like the challenges, the things that are important to them. For the sake of this exercise, we're just calling them a problem, okay? Then we're going to build the deep research prompt. We're going to build the prompt, which is going to become the truth, the source of truth, the canonical of this project. And then, listen, I know this is kind of dumb for step 5. I've made engage the deep research mode. I'll talk about this when we get to it. This is really important. If you don't engage the mode, which is why I made it its own step, it doesn't actually, it will give you a response and you'll think it's deep research. It's not deep research, and I'll show you. Then you let it run. Last phase, we're going to generate the relocation package. We're going to review the finished package, put your finishing touches, personalize it, make it your own. And then you're going to get the share link, and you're going to send, have ChatGPT build an email, and it'll send the share link and the email to the buyers. So now that we've kind of got this, before we jump in, there's a couple things that you're going to want. Number one, you're going to need your notes and your placeholders. Number two, you're going to want to at least have the $20 plus account plan for ChatGPT. That's $20 a month. It will give you the deep research feature that you need. And then the third thing is you're going to need a couple of tools. Those tools are Gamma, the Gamma app, which is what I use. There's a couple of other tools. You could put this in a PowerPoint. It might be a little more clunky in the way that I have designed this. This is very workflow streamlined. And you're going to want to engage the app of Gmail or whatever messaging email system that you use if you want to send this from inside of ChatGPT. So your notes, your placeholders, your ChatGPT Plus account, and then your Gamma and your email apps. If you don't know how to add apps or add your connectors, I teach that in the 101, the AI success system, which is coming up here in another couple of weeks. Be sure to attend that. So now that I've shared this, before this workflow is going to go really fast. But here's the thing. If you're somewhat new to AI, it may look like it's a lot, but it's not. And to show you what this looks like in one single chat, I did all of this. I gave the relocation package in one chat. I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show you what this experience looked like for me. This is one chat, 5 prompts. That's it, 5 prompts. Now, by the way, one of the prompts is 13 pages long. So, but I give it to you. Don't worry. This is really simple. Hey, I'm a real estate agent preparing a relocation guide. I'm not going to read all this. And I copied the transcript. Here's the transcript. Here is the problem statement that was generated as a result of that prompt. Then I said, hey, I want you to build the deep research prompt for the relocation package. And this was that build, and here is the prompt. Because I'm working in the same chat the entire time, by the way, I don't have to copy and paste anything that's in here. Normally, if I was going to a different chat, I would have to click on these, go out into another chat. You don't have to do any of that. So what are we on? We're on the second prompt. I'm just going to scroll down to the third prompt. It gave me my deep research prompt. So naturally, now I just say, hey, follow the instructions for the deep research prompt above and execute it. Now, this took 1 hour and 2 minutes. This is a deep research prompt, and it generated it in this box, right? If I were to open up this box, I'm not going to do it. It would be really big and really long as results. Then I went in and I said, hey, generate the gamma. So this was the gamma prompt. I turned on my gamma enabler, enabled my gamma app. And if I were to click right here, it would take me to the gamma. So you can click right there, take it to gamma. And then it let me know, hey, it's generating. And the fifth and last prompt, write a warm email and include the share link. I included the share link right here. And it wrote the email. And if I wanted to, I'm not going to, I could press send here. And it would send it to the recipient. I would just type the recipient's name in here. So the last thing is the relocation package guide. I have prepared for you so you don't have to worry about screenshots, taking notes, the implementation companion. And this companion is designed to mimic the flow that we use. So phase 1, capture. Phase 2, analyze. Phase 3, generate. And by the way, so in step 4 and step 5, I put the prompts because we're so big. This one is 13 pages. This one is 3 pages. I put them down here as reference material for you. And you just go there, copy the whole thing, paste it, and you're good to go. And each one of these is just super simple. Your placeholders, the rest of the prompts are built into it because they're smaller. This one is a really small, right? Follow the instructions. But very simple, and you will receive this. We will email this to you at the end. Okay, now let's build this. First step is in phase 1 is we're going to get our notes. So we got to bring 2 things. Remember, our transcript, our notes from the conversation with the buyers, and our populated placeholders. I'm going to show you placeholders in just a minute. The first is getting your notes. And the way that you can do that, a really simple way, is one of two features on your iPhone. Now, if you use an Android, I'm sure that somebody can maybe point you to the way to do that. I'm a Mac guy, always have been, and the Mac offers a really simple way to do this. I know that Android has options as well. I'm going to show you the Mac option, and the easiest for recording is a native built-in model using the notes feature. So what you're going to do is you're going to capture the telephone call, and the most important component is to get consent from the person that you're going to record. Just make sure that they know it. And by the way, if you press this little button to record, and you're using an iPhone, they will hear this message is being recorded. So the first step in this is my son Chase, by the way. I just said, hey, I need to use you as an example. When you're in a telephone call, bottom left, 3 little dots. You click that, it opens up a menu. You click call recording. Once you finish the conversation and you hang up, this will disappear, and you go to your notes. You click here on your notes feature, and it will take you to your notes area. And you will see, if you've never had a call recording, you will see that here it will say call recordings, and it automatically creates this folder. You don't have to worry about creating it. And then once you open that up, you'll just you'll double tap here on Bill Smith, double click again, and here will be your transcript. And the easiest way to copy this transcript is go to your 3 little dots, click it. That will open up your menu, and click copy transcript. Now, super simple. What if you're meeting with them face to face? that would be kind of weird to say, hey, can we just call each other? So there's a native the voice memo here, and you can open your voice memo. It does the same thing. It's just, you just set the phone down on the kitchen table, and this is the way that works. You open up, as soon as you open up, this app, you will see the little record button. If you don't, you might, for some reason, land here. All you have to do is just double click into all recordings, and it will bring up this area. You click to record, you click to stop. Once you stop, it will say something like new recording. As you can see, this was a while back when I built this, and this was, you just double click here. Actually, when you click on Bill Smith, it will expand this area, and it will show you the 3 little dots that you need. You click there, and you copy transcript. That's it. Now that you've got your transcript or your notes, you're going to need to take care of your placeholders. A placeholder, remember, the one request that Lisa had, I want this to be duplicatable. I want something easy, repeatable, and personalized, branded to me every time. And that's the reason for the placeholders. Here, if you want to swap out maybe you don't have your Princeton mortgage gal, and you need to swap that lender out, you can replace that. And so, but you'll definitely want to be able to, of course, to always replace the buyer's names. Okay, so you replace the buyer's names. And this is the way that would look like when it's all filled out. Now, how we would use this is in one of the prompts, it may say, write a warm personal follow-up. Here's your Gamma link. And it would automatically fill in all of the data with the placeholders. And by the way, if you're doing anything repeatable like this, you can always use placeholders. It's a great way to make it repeatable. All right, let's keep going. These 2 items, now that they're complete, we're finished with phase 1. And from here, this is about to go really fast. We're going to identify the core problem. You take your first prompt and you copy the prompt and you paste it into GPT. Then you paste your transcript here. Next, you press go or enter, and it's going to generate your problem statement. Here's the problem statement. Next, you are going to have ChatGPT build the deep research prompt, or you can use the 13-page prompt that I have prepared in advance for you that's located in your compliment guidebook. I would recommend the 13-page prompt. It's very good. It took me a lot of different attempts to get this right. And the reason why you might want to have it build your own is if you have very specific things that you want in your relocation package. So you could always put those here. Instead of saying a great relocation package, you could say a great relocation package that includes ... The prompt that I give you, it's good. And you could even use that one and modify it. Once you do that, you click go. And what it's going to give you is this is the prompt that you're going to then run to generate your deep research. And it's going to analyze the most important things that Bill and Tammy identified. Yours may say something different. If they don't have kids, maybe they don't, schools and safety is not important to them, or schools at least. Next, phase 2, step 5, which is really important here. Turn on your deep research. If you do not turn on your deep research, you will get an answer, but it will not be deep research. And so next is you're going to, I always say toggle the deep research on so you don't forget, and then paste your prompt, which is this prompt, and be prepared for about 30 to 60 minutes. And you will know that this prompt is working in deep research mode in one very loud way. you're going to see this little box, this little module pop up, and it's going to have all of these little circles, and it's going to be working. It'll complete this circle, then go to the next, then go to the next. And it's going to take, it's not going to respond immediately. It's going to take a while. And you'll also be seeing your deep research mode engaged here, your tool. Next, the output. 1 hour, 2 minutes. You've got your deep research. Next, you're going to toggle off of your deep research mode, and you're going to toggle on the gamma mode. And you're going to stay in the same chat. Then you're going to paste your gamma prompt and your placeholder prompt. Now, here's the thing. I don't want this to confuse here. I just couldn't get all of this in one image. So this is about 3 pages, this gamma prompt. And you're going to put this prompt in, and it doesn't really matter the order of them. You could put your placeholders there first, but you're going to give it the gamma prompt. You're going to paste your placeholders. And what this is going to do then is going to reference the core problem statement from above, and it's going to use the deep research from above, and you press go, and you will know that it's working because it's going to give you a prompt to say, hey, generate the presentation. You click go, or generate the reload package, and it will let you know the gamma presentation is generating. Last, it's going to give you the product. This is your product. And the easiest thing to do from here, well, there's 2 things. Number one, the easiest thing is to click edit in gamma. It will take you straight to it. And you do want to do this. You don't want to just send it because you want to make sure that it's personalized, right? And so let's take a look at example of how to personalize this. If you noticed, by the way, it did have those stock houses here. I've already replaced that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you how simple this is. This is just a stock image, and it will generally put stock images in your relocation package. And I've got a picture of Bill Smith and his family because I want Bill to know, right, that this is personalized for him. And so all I have to do is come over here on my desktop. I'm going to click on this image. Once I grab it, I'm going to move it here, and I'm going to drop it. So if I were to drop that, boom, it updates it. It'll blink just a second to stabilize it, and now new image. Super simple. I've been through this. There was nothing else needed. All I did was I replaced the pictures. That's it. So my recommendation, have, your picture. Here's Lisa Zybus's picture, loan officer picture. So if you want to personalize with that information, and then of course go through and make sure everything looks good. Once it looks good, while you're in here, and I'll show you this again, you're going to click the share button. You click the share button, you click copy share, and right here it's going to say link to this page, copied to the clipboard. Now, I'm going to go back into ChatGPT, which for us is the presentation, and I'm going to show you one more time. Here I am. I click share. It's going to pop open. I click copy share, and now that I've got my share link, I am going to copy and paste my last and final prompt. This is prompt number 5. I copy, I paste, I put my gamma link, which here is the gamma link, the share link. Just going to copy it and paste it right there. Here it is. And I click go, and boom. Here is, I put my name in there. I didn't want to put Bill and Tammy, but this, if I wanted to, I could send it, and it would use my Gmail account from inside ChatGPT to send this. Now, what has just happened? You had a conversation with buyers, your clients that are relocating from out of town, out of state, out of city, and you let them know, hey, I'm going to put together some information, get that back to you at the end of the day. This, by the way, this entire process will take you way less time than it took me to generate, to walk you through. The only time delay here, truthfully, is not even the gamma deck. It's the deep research. That's the only thing that takes time here. Everything else is just almost instant. And you let them know you're going to follow up, and the difference that you have made to them now is that you have listened. They feel heard. They've got clarity around some of the process that's about to unfold in their relocation journey. You have communicated at a high level, and you've, most importantly, delivered when you said you were going to deliver. And this relocation package doesn't just become a reload package. It's not just helpful resource. This is evidence that you are showing up at a high level of professionalism to deliver, and you are setting the stage for an experience that they're going to appreciate from start to end. So, last, just a reminder, the things that you're going to need is the recorded transcript with consent, the Gamma connector enabled, and when I say Gamma connector, you'll also want to enable your Gmail as well. I didn't put that in here. Your ChatGPT plus Deep Research account, or in order to use Deep Research, and your placeholder reference sheet that is populated. So we have on the calendar, and I'm about to wrap up here, and we can maybe take some questions, Courtney, if there are some. We have coming up on the calendar the kind of the intro to using AI, and I'll show you, of course, there's some other tools that are really cool in this AI success system. And then we've got our next quick build, which is a target market campaign. I don't want to oversell this. What I would tell you is that this is something that I got from a buddy on the West Coast, listing properties, and what he found was that in the last 12 transactions that he listed, the buyer that ChatGPT identified and target marketed to was the person or group that purchased that property within a very tight variance. What does that mean? If it said the guy that was going to be a married couple, ages 32 to 35, they were 34 years old. I'm not making this up. I interviewed him in detail to get the process. I was like, man, I want to build this. And if it said they had a dog and a cat, they had a dog and a cat. Like, I'm not making this. It's nuts. Craziest thing to listen to this guy. It's like, this was the craziest, and he was documenting it. So we're going to build that to learn how, hey, and the key here is, what if you knew who was going to buy your property? How would that change the way that you marketed? Okay, then we're going to do the listing presentation coming up. So I feel like and we've got a reload package coming up on July 9th as well. All right, last is really stay connected. If you want to scan this, join our Facebook community. We're beginning to start posting some helpful hints. I've seen Jess, who is our amazing, way better at marketing than I am. She does a great job of giving some tidbits around using AI, and you can scan this to join our Facebook community. Courtney, I am
Awesome.
done for now. Back to you.
Yeah, Clay, thank you so much for sharing that with us. You make it look so easy. And the good news is it really is pretty simple if you can follow those step-by-step guides, and that will be sent to you this afternoon with a copy of the recording. And yes, plug for our Facebook group. Would love for you guys to join us, see you in there. Jess does some really cool material, step-by-step guides, making it really simple in terms of how to get going with AI. We did have one question come through, Clay, from Rusty, where he was asking if you could kind of swap this out. Like this is built for a relocation package. What about, or sorry, thank you, Rusty. Thank you for correcting. She was asking, can you swap this out from a relocation package to more of like a buyer consultation? So I'd love to hear kind of your thoughts on that.
Yes. You can. You can. You would, of course, use different. You would want to use some different prompts and different language around. So the the prompt that's 13 pages, that prompt is designed specific for relocation packages. So what you could do is you could take that prompt that you're going to receive in the relocation guide, Rusty, just paste it and say, hey, I want to use this. Can you redesign this prompt, deep research prompt, specific for a buyer consultation? And so that would be an easy way to kind of plug and play and reuse some information there.
I think that's actually a really good example too, and just sharing something that I get caught up in with AI. If I don't know how to do something, like if I'm trying to take something from a relocation guide to a buyer consultation, ask AI how to do it. Here is what I'm trying to accomplish. How do I do this? I think that was a great answer there, Clay. So thank you. And Tammy, see your message. It says Facebook page says private. So yes, that is purposeful. Go ahead and request access to the Facebook page, and we are just monitoring it, and we'll let you in. Our goal is to keep this for an exclusive group for realtors specifically. So that's why we do have just that private setting on it. But if you go ahead and click to join, we'll get you admitted very quickly. Awesome. Any other questions, guys, as we wrap up for today? It's not allowing me to click to join. Okay, Tammy, I'll follow up with you afterwards, and we'll make sure that we get you in there. Not a problem. So everyone, thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate your time. Clay, as always, thank you so much for sharing your wealth of knowledge and information with us. As Clay mentioned, our next session, we're going to be going back to our intro session. So maybe if you're sitting on here, maybe it was a little overwhelming for you. Clay's talking about things that you're not familiar with. Maybe join us in 2 weeks as we dive back into that more intro session. And if you were on that last time, who do you know? Who in your office, who from your networking groups do you know that could really benefit from the things that we are going to be talking about and sharing about? So would love to see you there, and feel free to reach out with any other questions. You'll be hearing from us this afternoon. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.